Welcome to Brawlhalla.
You see Moises is on the left. Darkgoul is obstructed. Now you can see him on the right. He is a PS4 player. Came over from PS4 to PC.
That's interesting.
Now he's played with,
for those
Velocity Brian previously.
For those that are very new to the scene,
yeah.
right? That may be coming into for Brawlhalla events from other consoles because it was originally a PC game, and now we've got it on PS4, Xbox, Switch. You can kind of play wherever you want, however you want. But at LANs, at these big majors, we play all the subs on computers.
Yes.
That way, everybody with all their controller subs can play.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you're a PS4 player, you can bring your PS4 controller, plug it in.
Yeah, which we see Darkgoul on right now. And then, of course, Moises is a PC player, so we see him on the other side with the keyboard.
And they're just going to be doing their button checks. But we'll be getting that match underway. I'm very excited to see these two play. We don't normally get like the crossover of console versus computer.
There's like a handful of PS4 players, of notable PS4 players that went to BCX. And that, I think, was one of the first times that we really kind of got a taste of other consoles. Now, I haven't seen very much from Xbox players or Switch players. Now, they've had the game on their console a significantly less amount of time compared to PS4.
Not
it
even
was
like, not even
PS4 for a long, or sorry, PC for a long time, then PS4, and then Xbox and Switch. So I'm curious as to what we're going to see in the future, in the years to come, between Xbox players, Switch players, and even more PS4 players as well. Now, yeah, Darkgoul is a Taros player. Likely one of the only Taroses we will see.
I'm so excited.
On stream in this tournament.
Oh, he's taking it out of the force.
Oh, man, you got to go strength stance. You got to do it.
That's interesting. I think Dex opens up Dex really begins to matter at the lower areas. Like the difference between 3 and 4 Dex is actually pretty substantial, I think.
I can actually look it up right here, I think.
Yeah.
Do I have the recovery on miss?
It looks like game number 1 is going to be underway. Darkgoul versus Moises. First weapon goes over to Darkgoul. He gets a nice little weapon toss into neutral light attack. Another weapon toss. Sidelight into Nair. Nair does not connect. But Darkgoul making this bull look speedy. And
it was a button check.
It was a button check.
But Moises on Mordex. I honestly didn't really know who Moises played. I know Moises the guy more than Moises the player.
Are they going to continue the match from that point?
No, I think they're just continuing the button check.
It looked very serious to me.
Maybe they're just taking the button check seriously, man. Listen,
Sure.
Moises got his AirPods in. He's got his off-whites on.
Or
Or maybe they're just going to keep going, bro. I don't know.
I think so. I mean, it looked like they were just kind of like, oh, button check, do you want to start again? It's like, no, we can just continue. Okay, they're definitely playing. All right, Moises going for the ground pounds. And then Darkgoul returning with his own ground. Okay, there it is. The Scythe ground pound is pretty cool because you can cancel it early or let it continue. We don't normally see a KO. We see a lot of Scythe players, especially Mordex players, throw it out for pressure.
Yeah.
So it's
really fast.
If
you do dash jump ground pound, we saw that a lot at BCX from Scythe players. We saw that in Winter Champs as well from Scythe players. Like dash jump ground pound is very tough to react to. And Scythe ground pound is just a really good move. It covers right below you. It also has a little bit of a cone in front of you as well. So you can do it just off the wall, and you can cover the wall and a little bit in the push-off column as well. Scythe ground pound, an amazing ground pound, one of the best in the game.
With that falling Sarah just barely being able to clip onto Moises. Goes for that recovery just to be able to go high, waiting for weapon spawn. The down, so does not catch Moises landing, as he did not try to land
a
onto
taunt!
Ooh.
That's a double taunt in tournament. Triple taunt in tournament if Darkgoul... Okay. He doesn't fall there.
That was actually interesting.
That was making me,
We'll do the
it made me a little nervous.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second, your jumps are gone. What are you doing? Moises manages to... or Darkgoul manages to hold on to that stock regardless. But the down? Okay.
Now he's starting to take some serious damage. He's getting closer to kill percent. He does have a ton of strength. Even though he's taking 1 out of strength, he does have a ton. So he's doing a lot of damage, and his moves have a lot of force. And he's using 2 very high force weapons. So the hammer and the axe will kill earlier than Moises' scythe and Moises' gauntlets as well. But Moises has such a lead right now. Almost a full stock up on Darkgoul.
Ooh, nice little nair, using the active input to push him up a little bit further. Doesn't get too much more off of it, and Darkgoul's trying to find these falling down airs. Second down air does not come out, and Moises looking for these neutral sigs. Nice nair. Once again, it's going to take a little bit more chip damage to be able to bring Teros into the orange, but he's finding it and not getting anything in return. Lots of weapon tosses connecting from Darkgoul, but no longer connecting into, say, a unarmed neutral light or a nair. And that neutral light from the scythe actually picked him up from beneath the stage.
Yeah. And with those weapon tosses, since he's not really finding much follow-up off of that, his damage output's going to be really, really low, definitely compared to what Moises is able to do right now. If he's able to find the signature, try to go for the sidelight into the neutral signature, a very popular Mordex option. There's the down signature, using that active input to send behind, even though he's hitting in front.
That was about as taunt to get bodied as it gets. That was like, I was like, okay, Darkgoul, you've got something planned for this. And then Moises was just kind of like, why did you taunt me? And it beat the crap out of him. Wow, wait, I did not notice that. So that was an amazing replay there. He used the signature to backstep the downlight, catch him, and send him flying to his death.
Now, I do want to give Darkgoul a lot of credit because he is very humble, despite being a higher-ranked PS4 player.
Sure.
He was very open about, like, 2400 on PS4 is kind of like 1900 on PC. So he definitely has a good mindset for the game, and I'm glad to see him now that he's moved onto PC as well. Like, coming from PS4, moving onto PC, that's just opening up new blood into the scene. So I can't wait to see what Darkgoul is going to have for us in the future as he gets better at the game, as he learns a lot more, as he's introduced into the upper echelons of player base that Brawlhalla has on PC.
Ooh, Downsig comes out. He's really trying to read, like, so Teros Downsig, probably one of his better signatures, covers the entire area around him.
On axe?
Yeah, on axe. And he's very good for covering landings. But when you're against a scythe player, the last thing that a scythe player wants to do is land on top of you.
Yes.
And so I'd like to see him change the signatures that he's using to coverage, or at least the moves, because every time he's thrown out that Downsig, Moises has been ready to just destroy him off of it. Sidelight's missed. Getting hard punished by the scythe sidelight. Ooh, look at that spacing. It's like footsies in the air, just playing around the area that Darkgoul is trying to cover. Downlights are being used almost preemptively, not reactively. Picks up the hammer, nice little neutral air, and the falling stair dodge out of the way from Moises. And the recovery stops Darkgoul from being able to find that neutral sig. Picks up the axe again, and the recovery comes out, and it's just not going to hit. Moises has been without a weapon for a while.
Yeah, Darkgoul's been doing a great job of controlling the weapon spawns on stage. He's able to get to that one. There is one on the field right now. Are we going to see a weapon toss down? He's still covering that area. Even though Moises was able to get to it, he was able to try at least delay him just a little bit while he's covering the area. So Darkgoul's showing a lot of interesting things so far. He's able to find that Sair, all of that strength from Teros. He's even up the stocks. He is a little bit behind.
And there's no taunt.
And there's no taunt.
Ooh.
You're seeing the weapon juggle coming out, trying to delay that weapon spawn so he can keep Moises weapon starved as long as possible.
And Darkgoul, oh, that weapon spawn not working out in his favor. And Moises just dash jumping back and forth, waiting for him to get above him so he could go for possibly a gravity cancel sidelight or a recovery, something that could put Darkgoul towards his death and onto his last stock in the pools. The signature sending him into the island. Neutral Sig is not quite connecting. The recovery barely missing out too, and Darkgoul finding the gravity cancel. Neutral Sig tries to go for that dash forward downlight. Lots of damage. Teros strings are nothing to scoff at. Recovery comes out as well, and Moises finds himself from white to orange really quickly. The Downsig actually catches the landing, just as I was saying that scythe players don't want to land it.
Darkgoul showing so much pressure right now, putting out a ton of damage. Has Moises in kill percent. He is without a weapon right now, but we've seen multiple weapons.
The haymaker.
The unarmed side heavy is able to kill all of that strength of Teros going into that. Put behind that fist, even though it bounced Moises off that island. Darkgoul's with a lead. Quick delight into the recovery coming out from Moises to even it up, but Darkgoul and Moises are even.
And Moises really has to respect those Teros signatures, even unarmed. Even though he took out of the force, it's still 7 force coming out from the bull. Darkgoul looking for the side. Both players kind of throwing out their equivalent. Like for Scythe, it's not Sidelight, it's Downlight that's trying to grab people. but they're throwing them in opposite directions. Nice little neutral, and the neutral stick hits.
Oh, gosh!
This is the second one.
Almost picked it up. He still hit the recovery. The damage is still coming out from Darkgoul.
Neutral light comes out, and he does not find any more off of it. Falling Stare doesn't get fast fell. Neutral light into recovery. No, the scoop comes out, and Darkgoul goes for that Falling Stare. Moises gets hit by the Stare, and now he's unarmed. Weapon toss. Darkgoul finds the axe. The Falling Stare sends Moises off the stage. Has the hammer trying to find that Stare himself. The Stare hits him to the island. The weapon toss just barely
goes
misses.
over his head.
Goes for that dash forward. So
Darkgoul tying up the set.
All right, that is an incredible amount of adaptation. I am so glad that the taunt, he waited until the kill was in, because in that game number 1, it was just kind of like, why are you doing this to yourself?
Yeah.
But game 2, we saw some incredibly intelligent adaptation. The weapon starving was incredible.
Yeah, that
and
worked
then
so well.
Suddenly, after not using any signatures other than down stick all game, the neutral stick came out of strings, catching Moises off guard, hitting him both on stage and off stage at high and low percents, 1-to-1. Darkgoul showing that he's got something going for him, especially and maybe that PS4 elo, means more than 19.
Yo, dude, we got ourselves a set here. It's tied
a
1-1 so
Teros
far.
against a Mordex, no less. If you were thinking about tier lists and Brawlhalla, which are much closer than other fighting games traditionally, you would say that Mordex is top and Teros is bottom.
Yep.
That's what's incredible about this matchup.
Brawlhalla players don't agree on very many things, but I think they would probably agree on that.
Teros is not that great, yeah. So being able to see that happen is really fun to watch, especially with how powerful those signatures are. You have to get a very heavy read for them to work out. And he did multiple. Ooh, the waiting on that down light as Moises dodged in place, expecting a side light or a down light, and Darkgoul was just waiting to see what he did, wait for this dodge to end. Found a little bit more damage. And there in the recovery, just barely misses. That jumping down air is not going to be able to punish. Oh, the down sink! Catching Moises above his head. Oh, he dashes back into that signature, getting tossed off to the side.
And I love that even when he's without a weapon, he's not tunnel visioning for it. You've seen him be very paced and, I'm going to move forward, I'm going to move back. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Darkgoul getting a little bit cocky here.
I mean, taunting get bodied happened once. It can't happen again, right? Okay. Weapon being covered by Moises and Darkgoul waiting. Look at that. The spot dodge into neutral light.
Darkgoul, what a beaver.
Okay, the weapon toss hits. He gets the KO. The face palms are coming out. The warfare. This is part of the game, ladies and gentlemen. And Darkgoul is using it to full advantage.
It is full mental warfare
that
here
weapon
coming
toss.
out from Darkgoul. Yeah, he did a pivot weapon toss, so even though his momentum went forward.
If Moises tried to cross him up, that could have led to so much. And he didn't get punished for it either. Weapon toss on the neutral light does not connect. The double side light into recovery.
He's still alive.
Goes for the second recovery, but Darkgoul still living. Down air, dodge out of the way, and Moises waiting for something, but didn't go for the right punish. And the neutral stick from Darkgoul doesn't dip down as far because of the Mammoth Fortress platform. If the platform started rising, maybe the down light into ground pound, down sig connects, and using the active input tosses him up, knowing that if he tossed him down, maybe he would have bounced off the platform and survived. Amazing awareness coming out from Moises here.
Darkgoul with some sick plays, though, man. He's putting PS4 on his back right now, saying, I'm
down
a representative here at Final Round 2019 of the PS4 Brawlhalla community. I gotta rep my set.
Falling Stare connects. Oh, and the side stick. Moises uses all of his jumps. Ground pound comes down, maybe meant to do a recovery, but the down air comes out.
Or it could have been a bait.
Could have been a bait. That's true, but I feel like Moises was pretty far away. Weapon toss in the recovery. No, Nair. He picked the weapon back up. He wanted to get that Nair finisher. Didn't want to risk being unarmed. Has the axe. Will he go for another down sig here? The side sig of all moves coming out from Teros.
And Moises really doesn't get that big of a punish on it. Like, he hit a side light, but that was it. And Darkgoul can afford to take a handful of hits at this point. There's the D-Sig, man. That signature is truly underrated by so many players.
It is.
Teros is not a very good character, but that's
a good signature.
Is amazing.
And it's not like it's like, because you see like the aura that spawns around him. It's not like inside, he's not going to hit you. No, he just hits you. That entire area is a bunch. There's a neutral stick combo again. Darkgoul finding that side light into recovery.
Darkgoul is giving me shades of Excalibur. Shades of Velocity Brian.
The down air. Tries to go for that landing side air. He doesn't find it.
Everyone watching right now
Moises
is rallying behind
He's down
Darkgoul.
an entire stock.
And he's in kill percent in red against
the down
high
sig does it.
Teros, and it's a down signature coming out from Teros.
Look at the damage.
Darkgoul is going to take it.
624 to 293. Quite a difference from game number 1, where it went from taunt to get bodied to like I'm bodying you while taunting. but that weapon toss does it, and Darkgoul takes a win over Moises, and showing that like the order of seeds, at least as it was in the pool, actually panned out.
Yeah.
I think Darkgoul was seeded above Moises.
That's Darkgoul moving on.